much. Start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamriti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshtarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktaranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna devotees. So we are in the chapter number 9, and right now we completed up to verse number 9, right? So I told you that this chapter is a very special chapter for many reasons. One of the reasons is that Krishna says this is Raja Vidya, the most confidential knowledge, right? And Krishna has specially told to Arjuna because there is a qualification for Arjuna, that is, he is not envious of him. He is the secret of the secrets, king of knowledge. And the most important benefit of this knowledge is that if you realize this knowledge, if you understand it, if you will be relieved from all the miseries of the material world forever, right? So there are some secretive things that we can learn about. So we did till verse number 9. We'll continue from verse number 10. So verse number 10. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. Synonyms: by me, maya, by me, adhyakshena, by superintendence, prakritihi, material nature, suyate, manifests, saha, both, characharam, the moving and the non-moving, hetuna, for the reason, anena, this, kaunteya, O son of Kunti, jagat, the cosmic manifestation, vipari vartate, is working. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Okay, I would like one of the devotees to please read the purport. Small purport, but nice one. Let's go through this. Who would like to read this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, go ahead, please.
Hare Krishna. It is clearly stated here that the Supreme Lord, although aloof from all the activities of the material world, remains the Supreme Director. The Supreme Lord is the Supreme Will and the background of this material manifestation, but the management is being conducted by material nature. Krishna also states in Bhagavad Gita that of all the living entities in different forms and species, I am the Father. The Father gives seed to the womb of the mother for the child, and similarly, the Supreme Lord, by his mere glance, injects all the living entities into the womb of material nature, and they come out in their different forms and species according to the last desires and activities. All these living entities, although born under the glance of the Supreme Lord, take their different bodies according to their past deeds and desires. So the Lord is not directly attached to this material creation. He simply glances over material nature. Material nature is thus activated and everything is created immediately. Because he glances over material nature, there is undoubtedly activity on the part of the Supreme Lord, but he has nothing to do with the manifestation of the material world directly. This example is given in the Srihari. When there is a fragrant flower from someone, the fragrance is touched by the smelling power of the person. Yet the smelling and the flower are detached from one another. There is a similar connection between the material world and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Actually, he has nothing to do with this material world, but he creates by his glance and ordains. In summary, material nature, without the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, cannot do anything. Yet the Supreme Personality is detached from all material activity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much. So, see this. So, this is about material nature, right? So, what is material nature? So, you can see this picture here, material nature, right? So, Maya Devi. So, Krishna is saying, Maya Dhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sa Characharam Hetu Nanena Kaunteya Jagat Viparivartate, right? So, what this essentially means is Prakriti, right? Prakriti is the servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti. That means under my superintendence. Krishna is saying the material nature is working under my control. Okay, there is a controller for the material nature. Okay, see, a lot of scientists, right? They don't say, they say that we believe in nature. We don't believe in God, but we believe in nature, right? But there is a person behind the nature, right? That is Krishna. That is what we have to understand. So Krishna is saying that. So those people who have doubt whether material nature is the real mother or whether Supreme Lord is the control of material nature, it gets very clear by Bhagavad Gita. Like Krishna is saying, you see the material nature is here. So many different so we have so many universes here, right? So we have different universes here, right? So we have different universes, isn't it? So all these universes, this is all the material sky. Okay, all of this is called as the material sky, right? So this is called as the material sky. So this material sky is a part of the material nature. Material nature is made up of Prakriti, is made up of Maya, right? And Maya is made up of three gunas, right? What are the three gunas? Anybody can say?
Sattva-guna,
Yes. Sattva guna, Rajoguna,
Rajoguna,
and Tamoguna, right?
Tamoguna.
So yeah, that's the idea, devotees. Yeah, that's nice. So we'll go through the synonyms once again. Here, Krishna is saying Maya means by me. Adhyakshena. Adhyakshena is a very important word. It means Adhyaksha means who is the leader, right? By superintendence. Prakriti Suyate. That means the Prakriti, material manifestation happens. Chara Acharam, the moving and the non-moving, all the Prakriti. Hetuna, there is a reason for it. Okay, there's no Big Bang theory. Scientists have said that material nature, the universe has appeared because of Big Bang. But Krishna is saying Hetuna Anena. Say, but there is a reason, there is a Hetu. The Hetu is the Supreme Lord's will. Right? So Jagat Viparivartate. The whole world is working. Okay, the sun is rising on time. We have sun, moon, rains, all of it coming in time because of God. Okay, Jagat Viparivartate. There is a reason why the material nature is working, under whose superintendence the material world is working, that we have to understand. Okay, so that is what is the thing. So Krishna is the father. He is like the seed giving father. He is injecting, right? Just like father gives seed to the womb of the mother for the child, similarly the Supreme Lord, by his mere glance, Krishna's organs, angani yasya sakalendriya vetti mantri. That means he can perform any activity with any of his organs. So they're transcendental organs. So even with his glance also he can inject living entities. So that is the speciality of the Supreme Lord. So he injects the living entities with his glance. So all the living entities are entering into the material world. Then they become different forms of species, right? They are all coming because of the glance of the Supreme Lord, right? He glances over the material nature. And then, even though he is glancing, he has nothing to do with the manifestation of the material world directly. This is very interesting. So, do we say that the Supreme Lord is actually acting, or he has something to do in the material world? No. At the same time, even though he is doing his activity, that is injecting the living entities into the material nature, it is still said that he is unattached. He is detached from it, or he has got nothing to do with the material world directly. It's a achintya beda. It's not. I mean, the material world has got nothing to do with the transcendental Lord, because the transcendental Lord, Krishna, is 100% opposite nature. Material nature is opposite. The place where we are, Maya is of different nature, Krishna is of the opposite nature, transcendental nature. Now, how is it possible that both natures can, how is it possible that he is doing his work, but yet you are saying that he has got nothing to do with the material world? For that, the example is when the fragrant flower comes before somebody, fragrance is touched by the smelling power of the person, yet the smelling and the flower are detached from one another. So that means, like, let us say there is a fragrant flower, okay, there's a flower which has very nice perfume, nice fragrance. Now, even if 100 people are taking the fragrance of it, will it be any less for the 101 person? Will it be?
No.
No, right? Or will it be affected? Okay, let us say if I, because just because I took the fragrance, will the flower be affected by me taking the smell of the flower?
No. Unless you handle it.
Yeah, unless I touch it, there's nothing that is happening. I mean, it's like that, right? So Lord is transcendental. Similarly, the connection between Vishwam and Vishnu is like that. He has got nothing to do with the material world, yet he is the creator, right? So in simple words, the last one is very important. In summary, the material nature without the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of God cannot do anything. Cannot do anything. Are you all understanding? So just simply think about this, okay? There is an argument in certain Puranas that Lord Vishnu is not the supreme, because material nature is the supreme. Because all the universes are being maintained, are created, maintained and destroyed by the material nature, Prakriti Shakti, Maya Shakti. So Lord is also under the control of the Maya Shakti. But that argument is not correct, or it is defeated here in this Bhagavad Gita. See, all the Vedas and Shastras, they are all different, arguments. Okay. So it is like somebody puts one argument and somebody has to cut that argument. So all the arguments will be cut by Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. That's why it said Veda ischa sarvai rahameva vedya. Now the point that Krishna is under the control of Maya is completely cut by this. That no, Krishna is not under the control of Maya or the Prakriti. It's not that Prakriti is above Lord. Simple. Even for the material nature to work, for the material nature also it requires Paramatma inside it. So is there anything that works without Paramatma? Just think about it. Right? Nothing will work without Paramatma. Even if it is material nature also, if Paramatma does not glance, Paramatma has to empower it. So Lord empowers the material nature. So without that empowerment, the power also cannot work. That is the Shakti. Shakti is belonging to the Shaktiman. So there is a controller for the Shakti also. Prabhupada always gives the example of electricity. So there is electricity which is running in our homes, which we are using it for heating, cooling and different purposes. But for this electricity is being controlled by the electrical engineer, by the transformer, right, by the electricity department. At every point there is a controller for this electricity. So without controller, electricity cannot be managed. So ultimately it is the controller who decides electricity should come or not. So therefore Shakti and Shaktiman, we have to understand Shaktiman is more important, because the Shakti belongs to the Shaktiman. Shakti is the servant of the Shaktiman. That we have to understand. So let's go to the next verse. Anybody would like to read the verse?
May I, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, one of you. Please go ahead. Next one, you can read the next one. Yeah, please go ahead. One of you read.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Bhagavad Gita 9.11. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavamajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Synonyms also, Prabhuji?
Yes, please.
Synonyms by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Avajananti, deride, mam, me, mudha, foolish men, manushim, in a human form, tanum, a body, ashritam, assuming, param, transcendental, bhavam, nature, ajanantaha, not knowing, mama, my, bhuta, of everything that be, maha, ishwaram, the supreme proprietor. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Mataji, thank you very much. I would like any other devotee to please read the purport also.
May I, Prabhuji?
Yes, please go ahead. Sorry, this browser is acting a little weird. Yeah, please go ahead now. It's fine. Oh, yeah.
Purport. Yeah. Purport. Oh. From the other explanations of the previous verses in this chapter, it is clear that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although appearing like a human being, is not a common man. The personality of Godhead, who conducts the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of the complete cosmic manifestation, cannot be a human being. Yet there are many foolish men who consider Krishna to be merely a powerful man and nothing more. Actually, he is the original Supreme Personality, as it is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna. He is the Supreme Lord.
Here, there are many Ishwaras.
Yeah. There are many Ishwaras, controllers, and one appears greater than another. In the ordinary management of affairs in the material world, we find some official or director, and above him there is a secretary, and above him a minister, and above him a president. President. Each of them is a controller, but one is controlled by another. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said that Krishna is a supreme controller. There are many controllers, undoubtedly, both in the material and spiritual world. But Krishna is the supreme controller, Ishvara Parama Krishna, and his body is Sachidananda, non material. Material bodies cannot perform the wonderful acts described in previous verses. His body is eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. Although he is not a common man, the foolish deride him and consider him to be a man. His body is called here Manusham because he is acting just like a man, a friend of Arjuna's, a politician involved in the battle of Kurukshetra. In so many ways, he's acting just like an ordinary man, but actually his body is Sachidananda Vigraha, eternal bliss and knowledge absolute. This is confirmed in the Vedic language also. Sachidananda Rupaya Krishnaya. I offer my obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is the eternal blissful form of knowledge. Gopala Tapani Upanishad 1.1. There are other descriptions in the Vedic language also. Tam ekam govindam. Your, you are Govinda, the pleasure of the senses and the cows. Sachidananda Vigraham. And your form is transcendental, full of knowledge, bliss, and eternality. Gopala Tapani Upanishad 1.38. Should
Hare
I
Krishna
continue?
Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna
Thank
Mataji.
you.
Thank you.
Request any other devotee to continue, so that more devotees get chance to read. Yeah.
I like cutting.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Despite the transcendental qualities of Lord Krishna's body, its full bliss and knowledge, there are many so-called scholars and commentators of Bhagavad Gita who deride Krishna as an ordinary man. The scholar may be born an extraordinary man due to his previous good work, but this conception of Sri Krishna is due to a poor fund of knowledge. Therefore, he is called Mudha, for only foolish persons consider Krishna to be an ordinary human being. The foolish consider Krishna an ordinary human being because they do not know the confidential activities of the Supreme Lord and his different energies. They do not know that Krishna's body is a symbol of complete knowledge and bliss, that he is the proprietor of everything that be, and that he can award liberation to anyone. Because they do not know that Krishna has so many transcendental qualifications, they deride him. Prabhuji, should I continue?
Yes, please continue.
Okay. Nor do they know that the appearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in this material world is a manifestation of his internal energy. He is the master of the material energy. As has been explained in several places, Mama Maya Duratyaya, he claims that the material energy, although very powerful, is under his control, and whoever surrenders unto Prabhuji, the next page.
Um, sorry, my browser is totally out of control. 1 minute.
Okay, yeah.
Is this better? Are you here? No?
Uh,
Here. Out of control.
yeah.
Here. If a soul surrender.
Yeah. Okay. Um, and whoever surrenders unto him can get out.
Sorry.
Yeah, can get out of the control of this material energy. If a soul surrendered to Krishna can get out of the influence of material energy, then how can the Supreme Lord, who conducts the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of the whole cosmic nature, have a material body like us? So, this conception of Krishna is complete foolishness. Foolish persons, however, cannot conceive that the personality of Godhead, Krishna, appearing just like an ordinary man, can be the controller of all the atoms and of the gigantic manifestation of the universal form. The biggest and the minutest are beyond their conception. So they cannot imagine that a form like that of a human being can simultaneously control the infinite and the minute. Actually, although he is controlling the infinite and the finite, he is apart from all this manifestation. It is clearly stated concerning his yogam aishwaryam, his inconceivable transcendental energy, that he can control the infinite and the finite simultaneously, and that he can remain aloof from them. Although the foolish cannot imagine how Krishna, who appears just like a human being, can control the finite and the infinite, those who are pure devotees accept this, for they know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, they completely surrender unto him and engage in Krishna consciousness, devotional service of the Lord.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Mataji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a long purport, but very nice. Speaks about the confidential nature of Krishna. So, what happens is, let us say there is a person, okay? We are like in a city, okay? There's so many people here, okay? And for all of them, we are in a locality or like a small district, right? So there is a district officer, there is some district officer. So something like that, and then for all these officers, there will be another controller, isn't it? So like that, there is a controller at every level, right? So at the state level, we have the chief minister. At the country level, we have the prime minister, president, like that. And even in the material world also, there are different Ishwaras. Ishwara means controller, okay? Ishvara is controller. So one of the tattvas that we are going to learn in Bhagavad Gita, 5 tattvas, is Ishvara. Isn't it? Ishvara, Jiva, Kala, Karma and Prakriti. Isn't it? So just now we spoke about karma, we spoke about Prakriti, now we are speaking about Ishvara. So I'm telling that, there are different people and different, there's a hierarchy, right? District, at district level, at state level, street level also there is a president, etc. Isn't it? In a street also we'll have, in a community we'll have, different controllers are there. So finally we have the king, who is the kingdom's controller, and then there may be a bigger ruler like that. So ultimately when it comes to the management of the material world, there are many different controllers in the material world. Okay, they are called as the different controllers. Like for example, Indra. In the Vedas it is described, glorifies the Indra, Lord Indra, who is the king of all the demigods. So he is the controller of all the demigods. Correct. So above Indra, again, we can have like Lord Brahma, or we can have like Lord Shiva, like that, who is the controller of the material world, right? And great Ishwaras like Lord Shiva, for example, they can do such wonderful things like they can control the movement of sun also. For example, there is one pastime where Lord Shiva chases sun god, okay, and then he catches him and punishes him. All the planetary systems are also under the control of Lord Shiva, for example, like that. This is also called as one of the Ishwaras of the material world. So there are great Ishwaras. But beyond all the Ishwaras of the material, this is the Ishwar of the material world. And there are some Ishwaras in the spiritual world also. In the spiritual world also, there may be some, controllers who may be some kind of a managers who are, managing the spiritual world like that. So beyond all the Ishwaras of the material world and Ishwaras of the spiritual world, we have the Parameshwara. That's what in the Srimad Brahma Samhita is saying. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindam Sarvakarana Karanam. So that what basically means is Ishvara Parama Krishna. This is said by Lord Brahma. Ishvara Parama Krishna means among all the Ishvaras, among all the controllers, the Parama, the topmost Ishvara, the topmost controller of all the material worlds and all the spiritual worlds, the Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, is Krishna. Because why he's saying like that is because if you see in a big picture, from a big picture, we are not talking within a material world. Okay, within a material world, there can be there can be so many demigods or who are controllers of the material nature, right? There may be very powerful demigods who are managers of the material world. But if you see the big picture, we have to see the big picture. Okay, we have to zoom out, right? We have to zoom out and see the big picture. When you see the big picture, all the universes are coming out from Mahavishnu. All these are, maintained by Mahavishnu with the help of the Purusha avatars, and they are all annihilated. And then when everything is annihilated, there is nobody in the creation. There is an Upanishad which says that after the annihilation, when all these universes, all these bubbles, they go inside the skin pores of Mahavishnu, there is nobody. There is no demigod at all. There is nobody. So we cannot say that anybody is a competition for Lord Krishna, because he is Ishvara Parama Krishna. So this Parameshwara Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has himself descended as Lord Krishna. In his self-same body, in the Sachidananda Vigraha, this one. Not even the Purushavatara who has descended. We are talking about Lord Krishna himself. In his Sachidananda body, he has descended and he has agreed to become the son of Devaki and Vasudeva because they are devotees. He has agreed to be raised by Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj because they are devotees. And it is out of ignorance we are speaking that Krishna is a human being. Because there's some people, they start a debate from Mahabharata and say, I think Krishna was very unfair towards Duryodhana. He should not have done that to him. Duryodhana was such a nice person. He was very hardworking, like that. Karna was such a kind-hearted, charitable soul. But Krishna, he did not do justice for him. This is all Manushim Tanumashrita. This is Mudha. This kind of discussions should not be entertained actually, because Krishna is a supreme Lord. Okay, he is the father of everybody, including Duryodhana, Karna, Pandavas, everybody, you and me. So he knows what is the right thing. Father knows, what is the correct thing that has to be delivered for which son, isn't it? So we don't have to come and interfere and comment anything about Krishna. And to think itself that Krishna is just an ordinary human being. Okay, he's doing some politics. Okay, actually in Dwapar Yuga there was Krishna. He was a very intelligent person. He's like Chanakya. For example, a lot of the serial people, right? They try to keep Krishna on the post of Chanakya like that. Some intelligent wise man is giving some bits of wisdom. They'll make the character of Krishna also speak something. They'll speak about something like friendship. Speak about something like getting up early in the morning. Something very silly things. Small things. Krishna is talking about such a big thing here. He's talking about how to exit this material world, how to go back to his abode, how to serve him continuously. And the serial people will talk nonsense. Right? So this is called Mudha. Mudha means actually he doesn't have knowledge. I mean, it is out of lack of knowledge we are speaking about Krishna. Krishna has danced with so many gopis. Krishna can dance with unlimited gopis because the entire material world is his creation. It is his energy. Krishna's energies. There is only one Supreme Lord and his energies. So anything that belongs to in the material world is his energy only. So he can steal butter, he can dance, he can lie, He can run away from a war. He can do anything because he is the boss, Supreme Lord. He can do anything. And then whatever he does, we will praise. The pure devotees will praise. People like Shishupala, they will criticize. But if Lord runs away from a war, we will say, wow, the Supreme Lord who has said the Vedas, who has explained in the Vedas that one should not run away from the war, he is running away from the war. We will call him Ranchor and we'll pray him like that. So there is actually a temple called Ranchor. Anybody went to the temple in Gujarat? Anybody went to Ranchor temple? Ranchorji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I've been to the temple.
I've been to the temple. Yeah, you've been to the temple. So
Yes,
Ranchor,
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. I have
Hare
also
Krishna.
been to the temple. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Is Ranchor a good thing? Ranchor means, run means war, running away from a war. I mean, here Krishna is telling to Arjuna, don't run away from the war. Your enemies will criticize you. Disfame is worse than death. But when Jarasandha is coming, when Kala Yavana came, he ran. Right? And he runs very far. So many kilometers. And the Kala Yavana will follow. And then he'll keep shouting. And then finally he'll lead him into one cave. And then inside the cave, there was a king called Muchukunda who was sleeping. He was sleeping from a long time. He's from different yuga only. So he's sleeping in the cave. And what happened was the demigods had given him the benediction that because you have helped us to fight in the war against the demons, we give you benediction. What do you want? Muchukunda said, I'm tired. I need some sleep. How much time you want? I want to sleep for as much time as I want. Okay, you can sleep for many yugas. And Muchukunda is sleeping for many yugas like that without any food. So Krishna has entered there and he hid himself. And then this Kala Yavana came and he saw Muchukunda sleeping. He saw Krishna and he started scolding him. You are sleeping here. You ran so much and now you will sleep. Get up. And he tried to kick him, Muchukunda. Muchukunda woke up and he just saw with his eyes vision. And then immediately Kala Yavana got burnt. Krishna didn't even fight with the Kala Yavana. He didn't even touch him. But he got him killed. So that is the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. See, everything is a Leela. Okay, whatever he does is perfect. He's called Achyuta. Achyuta means infallible. Infallible means there is no fall down for Krishna. Whatever he does is perfect. That's all. He doesn't fall down from his position. Whatever he does, he doesn't fall down. He may come as Varaha, as a pig also. But still he is worshipable. Pig is not worshipable. Cow is worshipable, isn't it? Pig is considered to be dirty. But Varaha is said to be the representation of the Vedas. So Lord's body is transcendental. Lord can do anything. Whatever he does is just perfect. This realization we don't have. Once we have that, we become pure devotees. Then we start to obey. Whatever Krishna says is perfect. Let me just do it. I don't understand his plan. He's the master of all the universes. See, for example, a lot of people try to ask, why did God do this to me? Right? Why did God do this to me? Now, if you go God and ask, let us imagine if we go to Mahavishnu and ask him, why did you do this to me? If he's going to narrate 1000 lifetimes of ours with all the activities that we have done, will we even be able to comprehend it? Right? If he's going to talk about our next million lifetimes or next 1 billion lifetimes, what happened in a couple of billion years ago, if he says all of, will we be able, even our tiny brain, will we even understand what he's trying to say? You please understand the scale of Lord God and we are like tiny dot in an ocean, right? We cannot understand what God is thinking and what is God's plan. It is completely out of our understanding. But still, God has simplified it and He is given mercifully. He is explaining in Bhagavad Gita how He is conducting this material universes. He is explaining. So one day what happened is, Lakshmi Devi was serving Lord. And Lakshmi Devi was massaging the feet of the Lord. And she said, my dear Lord, what are you doing? You are sleeping. Then he said, I don't sleep. This is not sleeping. This is Yoga Nidra. Then what do you do in the Yoga Nidra? He says, I see how my energies are managing the universe. I have different energies. Parasya Sektir Vividaiva Shruyate. The Vedas are saying, Parasya Sektir Vividaiva Shruyate means God has multifarious energies. There are so many energies that Lord uses. He doesn't come and manage himself. Okay, He has got different managers. His energies are the managers. So I just witness how my energies are nicely conducting the universe. That's all I see. Then immediately Mahalakshmi asked, can you tell me how you conduct the universe? Please tell me. So that I have already given in Bhagavad Gita. Then Mahalakshmi said, how is it possible? Mahalakshmi, she said, Bhagavad Gita is only 700 verses. 700 verses. 700 verses is not very big. So in Vedas, when we talk about number of slokas, Mahabharata is 1 lakh verses. Skanda Puran is 60,000 verses. It's only lakhs of verses only. So here it is 700 verses. How can you explain the entire universe in 700 verses? Then Lord says, this Bhagavad Gita is my own manifestation. Don't think that it's a book. Bhagavad Gita is my own manifestation. Right? So that is how everything is explained in Bhagavad Gita. You can understand everything here. Coming back to this verse, to consider that Lord is a human being is actually an offense to the Lord. It's called aparada. Anybody who says that Krishna is a human being, they are doing an offense towards the Lord. Krishna is just a human being. He is just merely a human being. We should not say that. How can a human being do these activities? Just think about it. Right? So in the disappearance pastime of Lord Krishna, also there's a very interesting verse. Okay, the Srimad Bhagavatam, there's something called as a disappearance pastime of Lord Krishna. That means Lord, when he is quitting the body, right? When he is leaving the body, how he left is explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So in that it is explained how he is leaving, and a lot of people say, there was a hunter who hit an arrow, and because of that he left his body, right? So let us see that verse. Okay, I'll just show you this verse. It's interesting. This is the question, this is the answer for the people who are asking, oh, hunter has killed Krishna. Okay, let's see that. So it says, Martyena yoguru sutam yamalokanitam. Martyena yoguru sutam yamalokanitam. Tvam chanyana charanada paramastra dagdam. Jignen takantam apisham asavanisha. Kim smashaneswara navayan mrugayam sadeham. Means, anybody can read this verse? Translation, please. Anybody would like to read the translation, please? Yeah, unmute yourself on the screen.
Shall I, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Translation. Lord Krishna brought the son of his guru back from the planet of the Lord of Death in the boy's self-same body. And as the ultimate giver of protection, he saved you also when you were burned by the Brahmastra of Ashwatthama. He conquered in battle even Lord Shiva, who deals death to the agents of death. And he sent the hunter Jara directly to Vaikunta in his human body. How could such a personality be unable to protect his own self? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So how many of you know this pastime that Lord Krishna was requested by his guru, Sandipani Muni, to bring his dead son back? Sandipani Muni's son had died many years ago. But when he saw Krishna learning things so fast, he realized that, this is not an ordinary person, he's Supreme Lord. And when Lord said, okay, what is it that you want? Lord said, okay, I want to give you Guru Dakshina. Please tell me, Guruji, what Dakshina I should give. Then he thought this is a very good opportunity for me. Let me bring my dead son back. Did you anytime hear anything like that? That, a dead person is brought back from Yamaloka in the same body. There was a person who died, and Krishna goes to the Yamaloka, and Yamadharmaraj comes and welcomes him, pays obeisances to him, and asks, what is the service that I can do to you? And Lord Krishna says, give me my Guru's son back. So he gets the son back and delivers to his Guru. Is this possible by a human being? Next pastime. One day what happened was, after the Kurukshetra war, Ashwatthama wanted to kill all the Pandavas. So in the camp of Pandavas, in the night camp, he killed everybody who were in the camp. But somehow, by the arrangement of fate, Pandavas were not there. But his sons were there, Upapandavas. So all the Upapandavas and different people, like the son of the Drupada, all of them they were all killed. They were slaughtered by Ashwatthama in the night. And the next day morning, Arjuna came to fight Ashwatthama. He wanted to take revenge on Ashwatthama. And out of fear, Ashwatthama ran. And when he was unable to run any further, he released Brahmastra. Right? So he releases the Brahmastra on the womb of Uttara. That is wife of Abhimanyu. Right? That is the daughter-in-law of Arjuna. So she's a pregnant woman. He leaves Brahmastra on the pregnant woman. Can you imagine? Brahmastra is like nuclear, like releasing a nuclear weapon on a pregnant woman to that womb. It's like more powerful than a nuclear weapon. Nobody can even touch Brahmastra. So when Uttara cried for help, Lord appeared from within the heart. He appeared within the womb and he took all the Brahmastra energy into himself. Is this possible by a human being? Is this possible by a human being? Not possible. So and then what happened was there was a story where there is Usha and Aniruddha. Aniruddha is the grandson of Lord Krishna. Usha Devi is the son of Banasura. She falls in love with Aniruddha. And Aniruddha is kidnapped by Usha. And they are, together. And what happens is, this Banasura has Lord Shiva. He's a great devotee of Lord Shiva. So he has Lord Shiva as his personal servant only. Almost like he's like, Lord Shiva is guarding in the door or in the fort of Banasura. That is the promise that he has given, that I will protect you. So Lord Krishna came to fight because Aniruddha was captured by Banasura. Banasura realized that Aniruddha was here and he captured him The moment they realized, Krishna along with all of his army, they all came to attack Banasura. So it was a direct war. Okay, now Lord Shiva is on the side of Banasura. Lord Krishna is on the side of Aniruddha. And they confronted each other directly face to face. And then there is a direct fight and they try to release their weapons. One against the other. Pashupata Astra was neutralized by Narayana Astra. And then Lord Shiva sends the Shiva Jwara, the fever of that Shiva, Lord Shiva. And Lord Krishna sends the Vishnu Jwara. The Vishnu Jwara conquers the Shiva Jwara. And Shiva Jwara starts to pray to Krishna, praising him. And then Lord Krishna sends the yawning Astra, where Lord Shiva will continuously yawn. And he will become neutralized. So at that point of time, Lord Shiva comes in front of Krishna and he starts to give a detailed prayers that is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Who says that, my dear Lord, you are the supreme personality of Godhead. You are the controller of the controllers. You are 100% transcendental. That's a wonderful prayers. Okay, you can see that in the Bhagavatam. Actually, Lord Shiva is said as Mahakal. Kal means death. He gives death to the agents of death. He is called Kala Kala. Means he gives death to the death means once, we know that, Yamadharmaraj wanted to take the body of Markandeya and Lord Shiva, even kills Yamadharmaraj. So he gives death to the agent of death. That is Lord Shiva. And he was fully conquered by Lord Krishna. Can a human being do that? And then we are talking about Jara, who is, we say that the hunter has killed Krishna. Doesn't make sense at all, because when hunter hit the arrow to Lord's feet, and that Jara came in front of the Lord and he started saying that, I did a big offense. I'm so sorry. I think I will go to eternal hell. Then Lord Krishna says, no, you have done a great service. Krishna says, you have done a great service. This is my arrangement. And see, I am going to send you to Vaikunta in your same body. Are you understanding? When generally we go to any planet system by leaving the body, isn't it? Is there anybody who goes with the same body to Vaikunta? But that hunter was delivered to Vaikuntha in the same human body immediately to Vaikuntha. And Krishna also, he left like a lightning, how it falls in a flash. In a flash, he went back to Golok Vrindavan. So without knowing the signs of Godhead, we must not criticize. Right? If we criticize, that is first of all an offense. And Krishna is directly saying, such a person is a moodha. Avajananti ma moodha manushim tanu masrita. Param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. That means, fools will deride me when I descend in the human form. They deride me because they do not know my transcendental nature as a Supreme Lord. They don't know the nature. Krishna is saying, Mama Bhuta Maheshwaram. Bhuta Maheshwaram means I am the Lord of everybody. I am the Supreme Proprietor. Right? So this is what.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, when Jara went back to God's abode in the same body, you said, so was it not like unusual for the other residents of Goloka?
It is very unusual, but Lord can do anything. That's what it basically means. It's unusual, definitely.
It's little. I mean, I'm not sure.
Definitely, yeah, it is unusual for the other residents. But Lord can do anything. I mean, we don't know the exact who is this Jara. Okay, some people say he's Vali, but we don't know who he is. I mean, it's not there in the Shastras that he was Vali. Okay,
sure.
But he may be a confidential servant of the Lord who just appeared. See, everybody in the pastime of Krishna, they are all confidential servants. They are all Nitya Siddhas. They've come from the either they have come from the spiritual worlds, or they have come from the heavenly planets for serving the Lord's mission, like that. So we don't know what is his position. And in any case, Lord can do anything. He gave, it's the same body, he went to Vaikuntha. That's what the Shastra is saying. That's what Bhagavatam is saying. We don't know what happened next later.
First, Prabhuji, before entering into Vaikuntha, that body needs to migrate into transcendental body.
Yes, it has to become a transcendental body. That's right. We can only speculate. I don't know what exactly happened next. Whether that Jara was already transcendental body, or maybe later it got transformed to transcendental body, I have no idea. I can only speculate.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Any other question, devotees? Does anybody have any more questions or reservations?
Prabhuji, I have one question.
Yes.
Now this Sandipani Muni's son was brought back, no, Prabhuji? Like that only Chitraketu's son and Srivasa Thakura's son were also brought back.
Right.
But both the sons did not want to stay back. They finally accepted death, and they have become they have gone away. But what happened to Sandipani's son, Prabhuji?
Sandipani's son, no, he was in Yamaloka. He was not in
that I know. After coming back, did he
After
stay
coming
on
back,
with
there
the
is no
parents?
description of what happened next. We can only imagine what happened.
Okay, at least he did not give up his body.
No, he did not give up. The extension story is not given. What happened later, we don't know. But he was brought back by Lord himself. So I'm sure he would have utilized that opportunity.
But it's so nice to hear about these three examples, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mother.
Very, very nice.
Thank you.
Janma karma cha me divyam.
Yes, and we have to understand this. This is just one key, right? Just understand that Lord's birth and all the pastimes are transcendental. That's it. If you just understand and accept it, Krishna is saying, "Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjana." We just have to agree. Yes, you should say yes. Lord is transcendental. That's it. Then there'll be no more birth and death. That's it. That's what Lord. That is the benefit
very nice, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Welcome, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I just ask?
Please go ahead.
Sandipni Muni's son had was dead long back. And Krishna showed that when he went to Yamloka and he said, I want him, this was against law. And Krishna himself went there and to bring him back from here. I mean, he can do anything. He can bring the dead alive. He can bring. So, and then Sandipna Muni, because he was he was a Shaivite. He was not even a Vaishnava. To make him a Vaishnava, the Lord showed this pastime.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah.
So nice, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
And Chitrakoot, we have to see one thing there. See, like when Angada Muni went first time, he told him that you don't have a son. but he insisted. He went and then when he saw that he was so this thing and he wanted a son, the Muni gave him a son. And the second time when he came, he did not come alone. He came with Narada Muni. So this time there was a Vaishnava, a guru, who preached to him. And then Narada Muni brought the son back. And then the son said, I'm dead, which father you are. And Narada Muni didn't preach. He could have preached. He made the son preach for him to realize that, he is not the body, he's the soul. And that is how he became an exalted devotee. So everything has a lesson there. See, over there, Sandipni Muni became a Vaishnava. Over here, King Chitragut became an exalted devotee. Even though he becomes a demon, he goes back to Godhead because he is so absorbed in the Lord.
So nice. Jai
Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nice.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Let's continue to the next verse, 9.12. Krishna is continuing to say the most confidential knowledge. Let's see this. Moghasha mogha karmano mogha jnana vichetasaha rakshasi masurim chaiva prakriti mohinim sritaha. Okay. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demoniac and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, this browser is behaving like anything. Sorry. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded conditions, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. There's a word that is getting repeated here. Anybody can say what's that word?
Mogha.
Mogha, baffled. And Krishna is called Amogha. It's called Amogha Leela. Krishna is called as Amogha Leela. Krishna's pastimes are called Amogha Leela. Mogha means opposite, baffled. Baffled. 3 times he's saying. 3 times he's saying that. Anybody who says that Krishna is a human being, that's an offense. What happens to those people? Moghasha, mogha karmano, mogha jnana vichetasaha. First of all, whatever they do, for example, a lot of people, they let us say they are doing some kind of karma kanda, right? They are doing a lot of karma kanda activities. Maybe they are doing some japa, tapa, whatever they are doing. If anybody who has an offensive mentality towards Krishna, what happens to them is their hopes for liberation will be baffled. Their fruitive activities, that means whatever, we may find somebody who is like a very nice towards guests. Maybe they did a lot of dana, dharma, like that. Maybe they have given a lot of charity to the brahmanas. They have done so many vratas, all of that. And they may have read so much of Vedanta also, jnana. But Krishna is saying, anybody who is having this kind of mentality, offensive mentality towards Krishna, that no, Krishna is a human being. Like that, some people argue, right? So they argue. For them, Krishna is saying, their hopes for liberation are baffled. They will never get liberated. Their fruitive activities are baffled. That means whatever karma kanda they may do, anything that may do, it's all wasted, completely nullified, zero. And their culture of knowledge is defeated. There is no knowledge at all for them, complete zero. And he's further qualifying such people as Rakshasim Asurim Chaiva Prakritim Mohinim Sritaha. They are the demonic people. Rakshasim means demonic, Asurim means atheistic, and Prakritim Mohinim, they are bewildered by the material nature. That's what it means. If somebody is having an offensive mentality, generally we see some devotees of Durga, Shiva, they will offend and they speak anything about Krishna. Sometimes they do that. Some people, they do it. And they do some very nonsensical activities like, they do some Shavakali, something like that. They sit on a dead body and they try to do some meditation. They call it Shavakali. I don't know if you've heard that. They do some dark practices like that. They are simply demons, that's it. That's what here is said. If anybody who offends Krishna is actually a demoniac person, that's it. Just like we have Indrajit is there, Kamsa is there. Kamsa, for example, he was a devotee of Durga. But when Durga was born, he tried to kill her. He just tossed that baby on the wall, and then Durga comes in her 900 forms, and she says that you are a fool. She says Krishna is already born, and your end is definitely going to come, like that. He says to Kamsa. And Indrajit and this Ravana, they try to do some. Indrajit does some Shakti worship like that, and they try to capture Lakshmana, right? And then Lord Ramchandra also, Lord Rama and Lakshmana, they will be taken into some. They do Kala Bhairavi worship, and they try to offer their heads like that. So this is all demons. That's it. All these people this is demoniac knowledge. I mean, whatever knowledge they may speak, whatever they may speak, everything is just simply demoniac. That's it. This is the verse which says, Mogasha, Moga Karmano, Moga Jnana Vicheta Saha, Rakshasim Asurim Chaiva, Prakritim Mohinim Srita. Completely bewildered. So we should not do that. We should not come out, we should come out of that. Actually, there's so many people who also say this. This is a very nice reference here. Okay. Anybody who says that Krishna is a human being or a material body, right? It is said, one who considers the body of Krishna to be material should be driven out from all rituals and activities of Shruti and Smriti. And if anyone by chance sees his face, one should at once take the bath in Ganga to get rid of the infection. So that means, especially the Mayavadis, in a very desperation to prove their theory, they try to quote from Mahabharata, trying to say that, Krishna died and Krishna's dead body was there. All these words are itself very offensive. If anybody says simply that, Krishna is a material body, he has a material body, he was born, he died, like this, first of all, their hope for liberation is finished. That means they'll never be liberated. That is Krishna's words. Even Srimad Bhagavatam says, even if a person elevates himself up to the impersonal liberation also, even if somebody artificially elevates himself to impersonal liberation also, if they do not have regard for the lotus feet of Krishna, they will fall down from the impersonal liberation to the material world. Can you believe that? Srimad Bhagavatam says. So actually impersonal liberation means it's a spiritual world. That means you're merged into, it just means you're merged into the absolute truth. Even if you're merged into the absolute truth, if you have an offensive mentality towards Krishna, you'll be brought back from the merging to the human material world, not from material world itself. So this is what we should understand. So here Prabhupada is writing, people jeer at Krishna because they're envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This enviousness is, I told you, enviousness, everybody, nature is envious, envious of the sister, envious of the brother, envious of the neighbor, envious of the neighboring state, to such an extent enviousness of the Supreme Lord now, right? Without understanding the Shastra, without understanding Bhagavad Gita, they start offending and just trying to validate their own faith. They go to a certain extent where it becomes very dangerous for their spiritual life, right? And their destiny is certainly to take birth after birth in the species of atheistic and demonic lives. Who do you think these Rakshasas, Asuras are? There's so many demons, right? Who they are? Why this demon class is there at all? I mean, we see, different types of Rakshasas, Asuras, etc., in the Puranas and stories, right? They are all, this category of people who have a atheistic mentality, who have an offensive mentality towards Krishna. That is how, Hiranyakashipu also, of course, he is Jaya Vijaya who has come down from Vaikuntha, but when he is acting like a Asura, his mentality is that I won't believe in Vishnu. That mentality itself is a atheistic and a demon mentality, basically. Okay. So perpetually their real knowledge will remain under delusion, and gradually they will regress to the darkest regions of creation. So that's why they stay in the darkest region of creation, means the lower planetary systems. There are 14 planetary systems. The lowest planetary system is Patala. So this offensive mentality, people will have to go to the Patala, to that, right? So, and actually, it is not that if we offend the Supreme Lord and if we take the shelter of any demigod will come and save us. I'll tell you two examples. It becomes very clear for you. Just like, for example, there was Jadabharata. Jadabharata was captured by some cannibals, okay, And then they were worshipping Kali. They were devotees of Kali. And then they had very big statue of Kali. And then they caught Jadabharata. Jadabharata did not resist. He was an advanced devotee. And they put him under that machine which they cut the head. And they were about to cut the head. And when they were about to do that, Kali came out of that Vigraha, and she took that same machete which they were using to kill Jadabharata, and he cut off all the heads of her devotees. She did not only cut off the heads of her devotees, all these cannibals who were trying to kill this Jadabharata, she also drank the blood along with all the associates. She drank the blood of all these associates or the Kali devotees. She drank the blood, and they were tossing the heads and dancing. It's given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? So like that. And Ravanasura, for example, Ravanasura, he had a very offensive mentality towards Lord Ramachandra, but he took shelter of Lord Shiva. But Lord Shiva did not come for his protection. He was killed by Lord Ramachandra. Right? We saw Banasura also. Banasura was offensive, and he was taking shelter of Lord Shiva and trying to be offensive towards Krishna. Lord Shiva was defeated, and Banasura had to finally surrender to Krishna and ask for forgiveness. So this is a lesson. There are many more stories. We have to be very careful not to offend the Lord or his devotees. Okay, this is a very important thing. I'll tell you one more story. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, because it has come, I'm telling. It's a very nice story. So one day what happened was, we have Srivas Thakur, right? You know Srivas Thakur, who is in the previous birth? Srivas Thakur? Narada. Srivas Thakur was Narada. He's a pure devotee of Krishna. He worships only Krishna, okay? He's a pure devotee. So one day what happened was, there was one person called Gopal Chapal. Okay, this Gopal Chapal, what he did, he put all the turmeric and vermilion and all the worship items of Durga, Shakti worship, as if, outside the house of Srivas Thakur. And Srivas Thakur, when he opened the door in the morning, he saw all the items of worship of Durga were present in his house, outside his house. Actually, he felt very offended, he felt very sad. Somebody is trying to frame him, trying to show that he is not a devotee of Krishna, he is actually worshipping Durga, he is a Shakti worshipper. So, Srivas Thakur, he calls everybody and says, my dear neighbors, everybody see, I am not a devotee of Krishna. Okay, I am a materialistic person, I worship Durga. See this, I put all this, I am worshipping like that. And he went inside. And then later, what happened to this Gopal Chapal was, he became a leper. That means he got leprosy. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes in front of him, right? Who is Supreme Krishna himself. And this Gopal Chapal begs for forgiveness. He says, my dear Lord, please be merciful on me. I've got this leprosy, and because I have done this offense towards your devotee, Srivas Thakur, I tried to show that he was a Durga devotee like that. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, actually you got leprosy, that's very less. Actually you should be condemned to hell forever, because you have offended a devotee. Because a aparadha for a devotee, Vaishnava offense is so unforgivable for me. I will forgive any offense that you do to me, but I will never forgive offense to my devotees. Right? So later when he goes and asks for forgiveness to Srivas Thakur, only he gets all right. Okay, so that's one story. Okay, it's a very powerful story, but just to understand the context, okay, we have to be a little careful about these things. So that's what Krishna is saying, to be very careful when we are hearing philosophy. We should not hear to the atheistic philosophy. Even within our system itself, we have to understand. Now let us see how Krishna will contrast and say the opposite of these atheistic people, demoniac people who don't understand the philosophy and simply criticize the devotees. Opposite of that is this. Anybody wants to read this verse?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Bhagavad Gita 9.13. Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakriti ashrayatah bhajandyānanya manaso jnātvā bodhārim avyayam.
Yes, Mataji. Translation you can read.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O son of Prithwas, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you very much.
He says, Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim ashritaha bhajantya ananya manaso jnatva bhutadim avyayam. So who is a Mahatma? The definition of Mahatma is given here. Mahatma is tu. Krishna is using the word tu. Tu means but. That means it's contrasting from the previous, right? He's a mogasha, moga karmano, moga jnana vichetasaha. Asuras and the demons, the opposite of the demons is the demigods. The opposite of Hiranyakashipu and Kamsa is the opposite is Prahalad Maharaj, right? Opposite is Uddhava, right? Opposite is Vibhishana. They are Mahatmana, the great souls. Daivim prakriti masritaha bhajanti ananya manaso. Ananya manaso means without deviation in mind. Krishna is repeating this again and again and again. Ananya manaso, without deviation. Jnatva bhutadim avrayam. And again, we have to also understand the position of Krishna. We should not have a hazy understanding who is Krishna. We cannot continue to have a basic level understanding that Krishna is one of the gods of our religion. We will worship him. He's just one of them. That is also hazy understanding. That is also offensive mentality. Actually, that is also atheism. The Shastra says if you simply say that Krishna or Vishnu is equal to Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva, it is said that that person is called as an atheist. He is not a believer of God at all.
Prabhuji, Srila Prabhupada calls them Pashandi.
Pashandi. Pashandi bhavet dhruvam. Pashandi means atheist. Means that person has no knowledge and he really doesn't believe in God. That's it. He's an atheist. That's it. Actually, it is said that, such a person, anybody who says everybody is equal to Krishna, it's not a normal thing. It's not broad-mindedness. They present it to be broad-minded. They say we are very broad-minded. We worship everybody. You are narrow-minded. But Krishna is not saying like that. Krishna is saying Asura. Actually, he's saying that you are an atheist. Like that Krishna is saying. It's not broad-mindedness. The word is Udaradihi. Udaradihi, the word given in Srimad Bhagavatam is Udaradi means the broad-minded people, Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Yajeta Purusham Param. The mentality of a Udaradi or a broad-minded person is he worships the Supreme Lord with Tivrena Bhakti Yogena. He's a pure devotee like Prahalad Maharaj. Ananyas Chetaya, Ananya Manasa. It's not that Prahalad Maharaj is worshipping one God in one day. Such a person, if he worships like that, we can't call him Mahatma.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, there are like some people who are like pious, they believe in God, but they do not have full knowledge about Krishna.
Yes.
And sometimes they say like Vishnu is the supreme, or maybe some of the avatar of Vishnu is the supreme, but they say like even Krishna is the avatar of Vishnu. Because they do not have full knowledge. So
Right.
is that aparadh for them, Prabhuji?
See, Vishnu, saying Krishna is the incarnation of Vishnu is not aparadh, Prabhu. That is acceptable because the Shastras also say, and it is partially true also. Okay. All the incarnations come from Vishnu. That is also true. And Krishna is the source of all incarnations. That is also true. That is not an aparadh. To say that all demigods are equal to Krishna is an offense. Because the Shastra is saying, the Padma Purana is saying, if we say that, Lord is a human body, or even if we say that he is equal to Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva also, that is also is said to be Pashandi. I'm not saying it's Padma Purana is saying, it's like that. That is also offensive mentality because, see, simple Prabhuji, it's like simple, okay? Krishna, he's telling that my pure devotees who have undeviated mind, they are Mahatma. Because they have taken my shelter and they will be liberated. They are of different nature. They are of my nature, same nature as Krishna. Those who have a hazy picture, those who don't have a complete picture, those who have an incomplete picture, they're said to be in ignorance. For example, they're said to be in ignorance. I'll show you one verse which will clarify. The Bhagavad Gita chapter number 13. Okay, Krishna explains about what is knowledge and what is ignorance. Okay, everybody can please refer to this verse. In Bhagavad Gita, verse number 8 to 12, 13, chapter number 13, verse number 8 to 12, Krishna explains that constant and unalloyed devotion to me is knowledge. There's so many qualities of knowledge. One of them is constant and unalloyed devotion to me. Should be constant. Ahaituki apratihata means just like Ganga is only going to Bay of Bengal. It's not that 1 year Ganga will go to Bay of Bengal, the next year it will go to Arabian Sea, and the next year it will go to Indian Ocean. Ganga will only go to Arabian Sea. Yata Ganga Ambudau Asau. Ganga only aspires to go to the ocean. Doesn't want to go anywhere else. Okay. So it's a constant and unalloyed devotion service is said to be knowledge. And if we don't have the constant and unalloyed devotion to Krishna, if we have a deviated and an inconstant seasonal devotional service of Krishna, seasonal devotion means on Ekadashis, on Vaikunta Ekadashi I am devotee of Vishnu. This kind of devotion, it is said to be ignorance only still. Whatever there may be is ignorance. Only constant and unalloyed devotion is only called as knowledge, jnana, as per Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Prabhuji?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yes, welcome. Thank you. So let us see the purport here. Here it says, Mahatma does not divert his attention to anything outside Krishna. What is the need? Because a Mahatma knows that, everything, all the universe is the source is Krishna. He understands Bhagavad Gita, realizes it. He doesn't neutralize it with some speculatory statements. Here Lord is authentically saying, I am the source of the everything. He's saying, among the creators I am Lord Brahma. Among the Rudras I am Shiva. I am the source of all the demigods. I am the seed of the material world. Right? I am the root of the universe. Pure devotee accepts what Krishna says with faith. That's why he is called as a Mahatma. Such a Mahatma develops. How do we become a Mahatma is, it develops through the association of other Mahatmas or pure devotees. Pure devotees are not even attracted to Krishna's other features such as forms of 400 form of Mahavishnu. They are simply attracted by the two-armed form of Krishna. They are not attracted to any other features of Krishna, nor they are concerned with any form of demigod or a human being. Pure devotees of Krishna don't worship anybody not because they are narrow-minded, not because they are out of knowledge they don't worship. Because they understand with full confidence and full knowledge that they understand that Krishna is the root of the universe, Krishna is the root of all the devatas. So they don't worship any human beings, they don't worship any demigods. They meditate only upon Krishna and Krishna consciousness. They are always engaged in unswerving service of the Lord in Krishna consciousness. For such a person is said to be tirte yatra kurvanti. Tirte tirtani kurvanti. That means such a person is said to be a walking tirtha kshetra. There are two types of people, okay? It's called walking crematorium and walking tirthasthala. Walking crematorium is a person, means he's like an embodiment of a crematorian who is walking all around. He's having the crematorium consciousness. That is a asura. That is a non-devotee. And the opposite is tirtha, like Vidura. Now wherever he is going, he is having Krishna in his heart. Wherever it's said that a pure devotee, wherever he goes, he makes that place into another tirtha. That becomes purified. It is
Hare
said.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada ji also, Prabhuji, used to carry Vrindavan in his heart.
Yes, Prabhupada used to carry Vrindavan in his heart. Correct. I'll tell you one secret. Okay.
Sure.
How do we clean our sins? Tell me generally, as Hindus, which river do we bath?
Ganga, Ganges.
Ganga.
Ganges water.
Ganga.
Yeah.
So, what will happen if so many sins accumulate in Ganga? See,
Ganga will remain
all
longer.
of them are going to Ganga. And everybody is depositing into Ganga. Somebody has to cleanse the Ganga also, no? Who is going to clean Ganga?
The great devotees, when they have a bath, the Ganges gets clean, and that is the condition that she came down to the earth.
Yes, Mats. Thank you so much. It is said that Ganga gets purified when the pure devotees of Krishna come and bath in Ganga. She gets purified. They purify Ganga. So that is the position of the pure devotees of Krishna. It is the position of devotees of Krishna is so high. What can I tell you? Lord Vishnu in Bhagavatam says that, I carry the dust of the feet of my devotees on my head. Krishna says that in Bhagavatam. He says, I am completely dependent on them. Whatever they say, I'm ready to follow. So Lord is the Supreme Lord. He is Swarat. He has nobody to follow, or nobody can give commands to him. But his pure devotees can make him dance. Right? Just like how the gopis, they used to say, Krishna, if you dance, I will give you this sweet. Dance. Then he will dance. Tathaya, takataya. Say one more sweet. If you want another sweet, dance. He will again dance. So nobody can make the Lord dance like the devotees. So the Lord is a Bhaktavatsala. We just have to understand the position of the pure devotees. We have to understand we have to clearly understand. Krishna is telling explicitly what is the position that we should have. The position for us should be very crystal clear. That we should never say demigods are equal to Krishna. And we should never offend the pure devotees, because the pure devotees are even worshipped by Lord Krishna. So we should be very careful and clarify our position. If we have any questions or doubt, we should repeatedly read Bhagavad Gita. Right? So all Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has very clearly explained in every verse. Okay? So I think we'll stop here, devotees. This is the most confidential knowledge. And this is the secret of the secrets. A lot of people ask, why is it that nobody is following it? If it's so clearly Krishna is saying, but nobody is following, because it's a secret of the secrets. It's open secret. It's open, but nobody can follow it. Because to follow it, you need the association of the pure devotees. Without that, it is not possible. We need to purify ourselves. We need to associate with the pure devotees. We should have cleansed all our sinful activities of all the lifetimes. Then it is possible that we may accept this philosophy. Otherwise, it is so simple. It's everybody, common man has a common man philosophy. We have so many gods, we'll worship any god. That is not called as most confidential knowledge. This is called as most confidential knowledge, 9th chapter. Right? Okay, devotees, we'll stop here. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining. Anybody has any questions?